dugsiga boardingka iyo maalinlaha ah ee Amano boarding and day.
Hello Form 1s, welcome to our geography lesson. My name is Teacher Eric. I will be taking you through the topic of the atmosphere, and it is a revision of what we did earlier, but most important is that it will be extensive. We shall try to look in details at what the atmosphere is, the layers that make the atmosphere, and each layer in details. Then later on there will be an assignment which you'll have to log onto the website of the school using your username and the passwords that you are given. Those who will fail to do it, remember, we shall call your parents and inform them. So kindly do the homework that we shall be posting after this lesson. Now, the atmosphere. What exactly is the meaning of the atmosphere? Now, atmosphere is just but a layer of gases that surrounds the planet Earth. A layer of gases that surround that surrounds the planet Earth. And when we talk about this layer of gases, or a mixture of gases that surround the planet Earth, they are usually held by the force of gravity. They are usually held by the gravitational force. Now, just to try and look at what we've just said here, that the atmosphere can be defined as a layer of mixture of gases that surrounds the planet Earth. This layer is held in position by the gravity of the Earth. We all have learned in physics about the gravity of the Earth. You know about it. Now, the study of the Earth, here we are saying that the study of the Earth atmosphere is known as aerology. Aerology is the study of the Earth's atmosphere. Good. Now, moving forward, because already a keyword here is aerology, we shall also be looking at the layers of the atmosphere and the important functions of these layers of the atmosphere. What is the main functions of the atmosphere? Is it important? The functions of the atmosphere is, like you can see, the first one, it protects life on Earth by absorbing ultraviolet solar radiation. Ultraviolet solar radiation. It absorbs the ultraviolet, that radiation from the sun, the excess radiation from the sun. It reduces temperature extremes between day and night. Again, there's something important that you have to know, that the atmosphere is composed of dry gases and some small amounts of water vapor. Some small amounts of water vapor. Now, these gases are the major gases that we've learned since the primary schools, made up of nitrogen all the way up to the least, which is carbon dioxide. Now, we know very well that nitrogen takes the largest part, and as you'll be seeing here, look at this, the gases that make the atmosphere. Actually, the atmosphere is comprised of these gases here. We see nitrogen here has the highest, and it is at 78, as you can see. And we have oxygen, 20%, rare gases, 1%, and carbon dioxide is at 0.04%, among other gases. We also have water vapor, which keeps varying. Its percentage varies. It's not constant like the others. So nitrogen, you can see, it has taken the largest share here. Nitrogen takes the largest share. Good. Again, as we move forward, we see this, the structure of the atmosphere. Structure of the atmosphere. Structure means like layers of the atmosphere. What is the atmosphere made of? Now, the atmosphere has 5 main layers, namely troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. And exosphere is actually the outermost layer. Now, These layers, as we name them, this is what it means. This is what it means, that the lowest layer from, of course, here is the surface of the earth. So the lowest layer here, then followed by the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. Now, the first layer here is the troposphere, followed by the stratosphere that we've looked at, then mesosphere, thermosphere, and finally the exosphere. So they are arranged from the lowest, beginning with the lowest to the one which is outside. And troposphere is the one that is close to the earth. Now we shall be looking at each and every layer that we've mentioned here in such a way that each one of them here, we shall directly go to troposphere, look at what it is and what is made up of and its role. Now, each of these layers is usually separated from each other by also a very thin layer that we shall be looking at. And just to move forward, here we have the troposphere and stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. So here the diagram is showing the atmosphere at large from the Earth's surface, made of those layers that we've mentioned. Now, the troposphere is the lowest layer of the atmosphere from the Earth, and it extends up to 12 kilometers above the sea level. It's denser, and that's why it's settling at the lowest than the other layers. And above the troposphere, there is a thin layer called tropopause. Tropopause separates the troposphere from stratosphere. So here, as we've just explained, that above the troposphere is the tropopause, a layer that separates the troposphere from the stratosphere. Next, we have the stratosphere. That's the second layer. From the troposphere, we go to stratosphere. This layer here is the second lowest layer, and it extends up to 55 kilometers above the sea level. And just the same way, here is where we find the ozone layer, which protects the Earth from the ultraviolet radiation rays from the sun. It is very important. This is where we find the ozone layer. Ozone layer is a mixture of gases. Actually, is an extra oxygen layer which helps to protect the Earth from the ultraviolet radiation from the sun. And last time, there's something that we talked about, that the ozone, when talk about the ozone, here is written as O3, meaning that it is a layer that is made up of tri-atom layer of oxygen. Now, moving forward, we also have something else, the same, mesosphere. Now, this is now the middle layer. Meso means middle, so it's the middle layer of the atmosphere, and it extends up to 85 kilometers above the sea level. And above the mesosphere, mesosphere is actually the coldest layer of the atmosphere. In fact, it is the coldest part on the Earth, on the planet Earth. It absorbs most of the external objects, like even the meteors and comets are usually neutralized here, absorbed, and even destroyed before reaching the Earth's surface. So it's the coldest layer. And above the mesosphere is a mesopause, a layer that separates the mesosphere from thermosphere. Then we have the thermosphere here. Now it's the fourth layer of the Earth's atmosphere. It extends up to 1,000 kilometers, very high. And here temperatures can extend up to 1,500. 1,500, that's very high, 1,500. So it is important for you to note that it extends up to 1,500. This is very high temperatures. Then above the thermosphere is also a thermopause, a layer that separates the thermosphere from the exosphere. Then our last layer is the exosphere, which is here. We saw it already, we looked at it. It's the outermost layer of the Earth's atmosphere, and here is actually above the exosphere is a vacuum. That's why we call it space. Whenever you see scientists or maybe astronauts going to space, it means that they are going past the exosphere. That's now where the gases end. From there, we do not have these gases now. We have just a vacuum. Okay? Now, this marks the end of our lesson today about the layers of the atmosphere, the 5 layers that we have looked at. Next time, I'll be posting also the notes for you to copy. Then we shall proceed from there next time. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time.